Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Alan Wake Blind. Now, I'm here in this. I guess it's a psychiatric institution of some sorts for artists, and apparently, this guy, Dr. Hartman, is trying to convince Alan Wake that he has gone insane after his wife died in an accident, but I don't fully believe him because he has like a band-aid on his nose, which seems to indicate that Alan Wake punching him in the face has happened, and that has happened a significant time after Alan Wake's wife's disappearance, and some of the supernatural elements have happened before that. So it seems to kind of contradict Dr. Hartman's story a little bit, because even if Alan Wake went insane, it would have to be like earlier, and then like how did the punching happen? Like I'm pretty sure that's a clue regarding the actual timeline of events. But without further ado, let's actually follow him, because I've talked with everyone else.
Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
My rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Thor. They had how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Okay, it's in.
Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny.
Yeah!
Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Zane! You're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, you got any booze on you?
Yeah, no. Sorry,
We have a
guys.
stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, I just noticed. Leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
She used us all. Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
And my ravens, what were they? Memory and thought, the hag.
She took something from you too, didn't she? That's what she does.
We're better off. This place, the lake, it gives you power. If you're a creator, an artist, a god.
Nightmare shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Yeah, that's the one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and wrong. Just ask the lamp lady. She knows what happened to that other rider.
She's been using you, boy, and you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Now, it was already open a crack. And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old and stupid.
Doesn't mean he had to open it all the way, goddammit.
Okay, so there's already...
So tired. Built the farm close to the lake. A place of power.
We had parties there, man. You should go there and have a party.
Okay, there's already...
A boulder through the
Damn
air
it.
through the window. Hit that hippie chick in the back of the head. 15 stitches and a concussion. Bob's dead now. Leukemia.
Stitches, snitches, and narcs, man. Bad scene.
They keep talking.
I am tired, man. So tired.
There's already a lot... For God's sake.
I want to go home.
There's already a lot to unpack here. First of all, I'm not sure if the sort of blackouts are because my game is because there seems to be like intervals of brief darkness, and I'm not sure if that's because my game is not working correctly or is it supposed to be in universe. After all, Dr. Hartman has said that supposedly there's something wrong with the power. But there is a lot to unpack here. First of all, the way he spoke about Alan Wake, and by he I mean the Doctor, the way he spoke about Alan Wake having to write, it was kind of suspicious to me. It seems maybe he wants the manuscript as well, because there seems to be this idea that the words themselves have the power to shape reality, that basically the story is kind of magical in its own right. But also those two guys, apparently they are literally called Odin and Thor, and as you can see, Thor has a hammer, obviously, and Odin has one eye, which is something that he shares with the actual Odin of the Norse mythology. And actually, it all makes me think back to Max Payne, because Max Payne 1 was like chock full of references to Norse mythology, and there was a character there called Alfred Woden, and Wotan is yet another name for Odin, and Woden in Max Payne 1 also had only one eye, so that's a kind of a repeat of an idea of an image. And also he mentioned the two ravens, Hugin and Munin, I think, memory and thought. That because basically Odin has one eye because he exchanged it for, like, he tore out his own eye in exchange for like getting divine knowledge and stuff. So I wonder if they are going to become relevant to the plot in a greater degree, or is it just some kind of a background, background curiosity? However, one of the notes mentioned Thor killing one of the nurses with a hammer, so I guess that might yet happen actually in game. And also, they seem to think that Alan Wake is Thomas Zane, the poet from the cabin on the lake, and also they seem to think that, because they mentioned Baba Yaga, which is obviously like a legendary witch of Slavic folklore, and she has all the staples of like a stereotypical witch. She's an ugly old crone that lives in the forest on like a chicken leg hut, which all points to the cabin on the lake, which the cabin itself was called Bird Leg's Cabin, and the island was like in a shape of a bird's like talons and stuff. So I didn't quite catch it before, but I guess Barbara Jagger is supposed to be like a kind of a modernized version of Baba Yaga. Like the name is supposed to be similar, and I guess with enough of an accent, like depending on your accent, I guess you could even read Barbara Jagger as Baba Yaga, because, for example, in Polish, the way you would read what English speakers read as J, you would read as Y, so J. So if you would read it as a Polish person would read her surname, it would be Jager, which is much more similar to Yaga. Again, I'm not sure if the strange flashes is my game breaking apart, or is it supposed to happen in universe, but I guess I've been here long enough. There's something to read here. Be patient. Typically, our patients have long-term creative problems, and they won't be solved overnight. Give yourself permission to take the time you need. Bear in mind that you're voluntarily receiving treatment that has been specifically tailored for you. Engagement therapy and its sister method, the flow, work best when you're actively engaged in shaping them. If you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to voice them. Welcome to Cauldron Lake Lodge. Okay, before I return to my room, I will talk with all of the people again to see if they have anything new to say.
I may need a hand here later on, Birch. The storm's bound to make you-know-who jumpy. You know how they get.
Gotcha. The doc's got me looking after Wake here, but holler if they get too rowdy.
I'll do that, Birch.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? The typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
So was she talking about the brothers, Odin and Thor? Because obviously it would be thematically appropriate if the storm caused Thor to be agitated, because obviously he's the god of thunder. Read that already.
The doors were locked. Hartman and the nurses would have keys, but there was no way to get my hands on them.
Okay, anything new from...
Hartman wanted me to write. I knew I couldn't, but I figured I should just play along for now. It was the only thing I could do with Nurse Birch watching me like a hawk.
I take 2 pills every morning and 1 with every meal and 4 when I go to bed. And that makes me the scariest nightmare of all.
That's the game dev. Okay, she doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything more. I'm just going to again check, because there was... Okay, I guess I can't get to the staircase that I saw before. I don't have much choice then. I have to return to my room. Although it's interesting because the
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Okay, it's interesting to me that the sort of advertisement on the wall seemed to suggest that committing yourself into this facility is strictly voluntary. So if that's the case, if Alan Wake really wants to leave, shouldn't he just request that? Like I don't quite understand that. It hasn't been made clear if he has been committed via like a court order or something. Like, I'm not sure what's the deal with that. Alan Wake, okay. I was here before. That's the game devs room. That's the painters. Okay, I guess I have no choice.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
I don't know.
Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir, wench. Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we? Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they? Ha ha! Nah! Ah, ha, ha.
I guess
Store. I'm taking it.
that's the brothers.
We're on a comeback tour, baby.
Oh, manuscript page. And actually, I didn't read the previous one. I'm pretty sure they gave me a page as well. Yeah, Thomas Zane's Writing an Assistant.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words.
Okay, and let's check the other page. Barry in the Lodge.
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Okay, that's kind of ominous. And again, that doesn't really inspire confidence in Hartman's sort of trustworthiness, because, you know, if he was 100% honest, shouldn't he just let... Like, Alan Wake is clearly, well, does not seem, at least, to be violent or anything. So if one of his friends or one of his loved ones or one of his, associates or something wanted to visit him in here, Shouldn't he be just able to do that? If they have nothing to hide?
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair.
Destiny.
Oh man, I thought they hit her with like the toy hammer, which
Face the music, Birch. It's time to pay the piper.
wouldn't be a problem, but they hit her with an actual
Maybe you could come
metal
out
hammer.
and beat our wrinkled adult diapered asses for us, since you're so tough, Birch.
I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Mortal name.
Okay, again, it's mightily suspicious that Hartman has taken all of my manuscript pages. It makes me not trust him, like at all. It seems he's mostly self-serving in that. He wants the pages, the manuscript, for himself, for one reason or another.
Scourge light upon the dawn.
Are they singing one of their own songs? Or is it an actual song? Like from reality?
I wish I had my axe.
Guess I wouldn't know.
Memory and thought. Get black and clawed.
But I must say, I find, like, okay, it's obviously not okay for them to presumably having to have killed this woman. Like, I'm 100% not condoning that. But in general, I kind of find them hilarious because their sort of rockman attitude is something that you, at least that I at least, don't really readily associate with older people. It's something that makes me think of young people. So when you have those two, older gentlemen who still more or less behave as like they were rock stars and stuff, like in this biker getup, leather jackets and whatever. One of them going around with a hammer, and they literally changed the names to Norse gods' names. It's just hilarious to me, in a good way. Like I enjoy those characters, although maybe a little less so now that they have killed the person.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
Yeah, so I guess that proves that Hartman wants the manuscript for himself. I guess this is Hartman's office? Because the painter said that Hartman kept taking the paintings as well?
Let me out of here! Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna do your crazy quack ass to shreds! Seriously, do you have any idea how much trouble you're in? I am famous. I represent a celebrity. They'll be looking for me. Oh, that's how you want to play it? Is that how you want to play it? Really? Okay, that's how we'll play it. It'll be hardball all the way. Seriously, man, I'm willing to forget the whole thing if you let me out now. Just let me out! Hey, you think I can't hear you out there? I hear you just fine. What, is this how you get your tips, Hartman? I knew you were weird. You got that weird guy look. If you're one of those nurses, I'll double what he's paying you, okay? Do you have any idea how much I make as an agent of a best-selling writer? A lot. Is a personal check good?
Okay, I'll save him in a moment, but obviously first I want some wolves on a painting. I want to investigate Hartman's office, especially because those paintings look pretty
The
interesting.
markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
Like shadowy figures, weird, I don't know, vampires. This one looks like a Nosferatu from Bloodlines. I mean from Vampire the Masquerade. Wolves. Strange creatures. This is kind of trippy as well, because it seems, I think it's supposed to be like a forest or something, but it also looks like a face at the same time. Play the tape. I guess I'll take the manuscript page first. Mott fails Hartman.
Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Okay. Well, let's listen to the recording, because apparently it mentions Alan Wake's wife.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
He's more and more out of control all the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that'd lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake. What would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you. Looking out from behind your eyes, and I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems, always going on about something else. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him, and we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
Huh. Okay, that's an interesting development. So it seems that maybe, presumably, Hartman and the kidnapper. Well, I guess the kidnapper admitted that they don't have his wife. So I guess they used the recording when she came to talk to Hartman, and then sort of edited it to try to convince Alan Wake that they have his wife. Well, my money is, as far as where the wife is, my money is on the witch, well, Barbara Jagger, whoever she really is. She probably has her, although, if she did, why would she, question the kidnapper? I guess she thought that they have her, and she tortured the kidnapper, and he admitted that they don't. So I guess she's looking for her as well. So maybe she is dead, at the bottom of the lake. Well, I guess that remains to be seen. Let's free Barry.
Barry? Ow! About time! Barry, man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
Okay, that's a little hilarious. And let's steal Hartman's coffee while I'm at it.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Okay, that was pretty cold, especially with the smile at the end.
The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
Because basically, the way I interpret that was that Wake wanted Hartman to suffer, so he locked him up for the darkness to overtake him, which in itself was kind of fucked up, but then he also had this weird, creepy smile once it happened. Okay, let's take a look at the manuscript pages. Hartman watches Wake fall.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach.
So I guess this is about after the fall from where the kidnapper was killed by the dark presence and Alan Wake fell into the lake. Then I guess Hartman fished him out. Okay, let's flee. I guess I have no weapon, although I do have a pistol, I don't have a flashlight. Oh, okay, not this way. How come this is locked again? I've just unlocked them. Okay, so I guess the light will take care of those items. Unless it only works for like a bit. I guess I have to restart it a bunch of times. What has happened? There was like a complete blackout for a second or two. Okay, no passage through here. I might very well be dead, kind of. This is some kind of a storage closet. Pick up flare, okay. Okay, so am I supposed to... Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's what I was supposed to do. No passage through here. I could watch the TV, I guess. Oh, there's a manuscript page. Let's read that. Hartman's mission.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Okay, but you know what? This episode has been long enough, and I probably need to restart the game because of the weird, like, graphical artifacts with the darkness, which I'm still not sure if it's a bug or if it's supposed to be like that, but it won't hurt to restart the game. So I'm going to pause here. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.